Make the move, try to really keep that outside line away. It would be nice if that contact.
And hard into the wall. And it looks like the 33 of Fontaine is
on his side.
On his lid now.
See Bobby Gerhardt also involved.
Gerhardt in the 5. And we are under caution with 5 to go at Daytona. And that's the 7 car of Cody Robaugh, I believe, in front there of the 5.
Safety workers right on it to get there to Fontaine.
So the Grant County mulch car, the 7 car, that is Robaugh in front of the Lucas Oil car for Gerhardt, and we are red again. Stopped on the backstretch with 5 to go at Daytona in the Arca opener. Want to wait and watch for Justin Fontaine,
yeah,
a 19-year-old from Fletcher, North Carolina, to climb out.
Yeah, certainly concerned for Justin right now, as well as Bobby Gerhardt, Cody Robaugh.
Looks like they're talking to both drivers. Helmet off.
Yeah, Cody took his helmet off.
So that's a good sign. So this is all just past the tri-oval on the front stretch before turn 1, really just past the exit of pit road.
They were racing for about the 12th spot there. It was changing so rapidly with double file racing, but they were about 12th. See Cody climbing out. There's Bobby Gerhardt.
Okay, good.
Walking across the racetrack. Good to see those guys out.
8-time winner here at Daytona in Arca.
But he sure hasn't had much luck lately here at Daytona. Got crashed out last year.
So waiting and hoping for a good report on Justin Fontaine now, who was up on his side and rode that way for a little while before he tipped over.
These drivers are required to take a trip to the infield care center, get checked out.
So we believe just 3 cars involved in this one. And Justin Fontaine, you can see on the double yellow lines, is the one that went over.
Remember, these are the older style cars too, Kevin. There's not as much window opening on these cars as there is on the new Cup cars or the composite cars that the Arca Racing Series runs. So there's only about 16 inches of window opening from the top of the door to the main hoop of the roll cage, or the roof hoop of the roll cage.
And that's a really good sign there. It looks like somebody's talking with Justin down there, and as you said, there's just no way to get out. So it looks like they may have to tip the car back over before he can be extricated.
Yeah, that's what it looks like they're preparing to do, is to turn that car back over.
That is a mangled race car.
Again, this accident happened with these guys racing for around the 12th spot, so every one of these drivers certainly in contention for a top 10 finish had they made it to the end, but unfortunately it didn't happen.
We'd seen a lot of single file for a while, but when it gets to the later stages, it was 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back, 6, 7, 8 rows deep.
And what a great job by Austin Terrio to wrestle that lead away from Terry Jones. He kept working the high side, finally had enough of an opening. He jumped down in front of Terry, but Terry didn't do anything wrong. No. He held that car wide open from that restart, And Austin just really worked the outside draft and had a little bit of help from behind.
No matter how this turns out, Terry Jones should feel good about how he performed. That was a really good segment of racing there up front.
Terry led 24 laps.
And you said he had led 3 in his career. 56 starts coming up to this. Great sign. We see Justin Fontaine moving around, and they are going to really nicely put him down gently.
Yeah, you can see right from there to there, it's only about 16 inches. So, and that side was laying down on the racetrack. So
this was Justin's first Arca start. He had a Camping World Truck Series start last year at Martinsville. He's only 19 years old, goes to school at UNC Charlotte.
Great to see him moving around. It'll be really good to see him get out of that car, get over to the ambulance for the ride into the infield care center.
All right, let's go back and see how this all transpired coming up.
See him climbing out now. Yeah.
Justin is going to climb out of the car, so let's hang on and take a look at him. He's got the helmet off. And this is a nice precaution. Before you ask a driver to try to get out, let's make sure everything is on the up and up, or we may take a different tact to remove you from the car if you have any concern about any other issues.
Yeah, they're prepared down there to cut that roof off of that car if they need to bring Justin out, but they're just going to take their time. It's not about speed right here. It's about comfort for him.
All right, here's the first look at what happened. On the front stretch in the tri-oval. Look at the top of the screen first. No, from the bottom to the top.
Looked like maybe Kaz Gralla might have got into the 58 car of Clint King to maybe start this. And again, everybody's out there pushing and shoving and not trying to give up any room whatsoever. You see the 33 of Fontaine sliding on his roof, and it's going to tip back over.
So how difficult?
There's another view. Looked like there might have been some contact there, and that got the 58 of Clint King, I think, into Justin Fontaine's 33 car. Cody Robaugh, Bobby Gerhart came along with absolutely nowhere to go. You see Derek Lancaster gets into the outside wall right in front of them.
And Justin Fontaine took a big head-on hit.
See right side of your screen, look at the green car. They're just in there pushing and shoving, drafting. Looked like it really got into the 7 of Cody Robaugh, and that got him into Justin Fontaine. But again, nothing these drivers could do. They're just along for the ride right here.
When they're running this close, it's one thing when you're going down the backstretch in a straight line. How difficult is that to do when you're all hooked up nose to tail and coming through that little kink in the tri-oval?
There's a 55, Noah Gregson, his on board. Watch out to his left side of his window. You see the green car get a little bit of a bump. He gets into 7, and that puts the 7 up into the outside line where he makes contact. It's very difficult, though, Kevin, in answer to your question, because these cars jump around at best, and you've got somebody just inches away from you, both front, back, and on your side.
Wild ride in the Promatic car for Justin Fontaine.
It eases over on its roof. The encouraging thing is there was not a hard hit. I mean, you have hard flips and easy flips. That was a relatively easy flip.
The flip was fine. It was the initial impact into the safer barrier that was more significant.
And thank goodness for that safer barrier you just mentioned.
The last time there was a restart with less than 5 to go here was in 2012 when Bobby Gerhart got the win. He passed Brandon McReynolds on the last lap. McReynolds ran out of fuel.
Coming off turn 4. He could see the start-finish line, and he ran out of fuel and didn't get there.
When we heard the report that Terry Jones was in a little bit of jeopardy, they should all be okay, pitting on lap 22 with a lot of cautions.
That's only 58 laps with a lot of cautions.
Yeah.
They should be good now.
But did they get it full?
Yes, if they got it full. And you may want to ride around a little bit on the apron because the fuel pickup is in the right rear corner, that fuel cell. The 31-degree banking here at Daytona, that fuel will run away. You may have 3 gallons left in the tank, 3 or 4 gallons, but it'll run away from the pickup on these cars. So you may want to ride around the flat of the racetrack till we get going.
Good report from the medical center that both Bobby Gerhart and Cody Robaugh have been checked and released. So under red with 5 to go, hoping the weather holds off to give us one more restart with Austin Theriault and Terry Jones on the front row. But how did we get to this point? We've got a lot of things happening in this race. Started with Tom Hessert on the pole. He dominated the early stages of this race. But then we had some issues on lap number 6.
Yeah, the 11 of Brian Doza has some sort of an issue. There's some contact. He gets turned around. Then he cuts down a right rear tire and brings out a caution flag.
Problems on pit road for young Quinn Houck, who led a stretch of this race after Hesser got shuffled back under a pit stop.
A couple crew chiefs having a little bit of a difference of opinion. There's a big one here. Mark Thompson, some contact. Gus Dean, the 32, hard contact right at the start-finish line.
Big hit for
bunch of cars involved
okay.
there.
Yep.
Yeah. Leilani gets turned into the outside line, gets into Thomas Prater. About 7 cars involved in this one. There's a most recent caution right here. Justin Fontaine gets turned up into the outside and slides down the front straightaway.
That brought us to the red flag for the 2nd time tonight. And the leader is Austin Theriault. And we had magnificent side-by-side racing in this last little stretch, with Theriault coming from the top side, which hasn't worked so far, to get to the front over Terry Jones, who led a large stretch of this race, 24 laps. But now Theriault